Hello, everyone. Maryann here, revealing light, tarot, astrology, and spirituality. Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, a huge shout out to you. Thank you all for your likes of the video, the subscriptions. Welcome to the new subscribers and your comments. I do appreciate them all. While I'm on that, I don't know if Chrissy from the UK is watching, but I don't have another way of getting in touch with you. I have already mentioned you before, but I just want to thank you for the deck and the jewelry. So thank you. I just have been wanting to get to you lately, and I just can't seem to find a way to do that. So if you are watching, Chrissy from UK, from Kent in the UK, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to again use the deck that you gifted me. So thank you. Okay, let's get on with today. Before we start, there's a couple of clairvoyant um, uh, images that I want to follow up on of late. You will remember, viewers, that I talked about an upside down triangle. One of my viewers sent me the Nazi classification system in the concentration camps, and each particular triangle, upside down triangle color was used to designate various types of prisoners, from LGBTQ through to, of course, we know the Star of David was used with Jews, through to those that were against the Nazi regime. And the color scheme was a way for guards to identify which group these dissenters, these outcasts, belong to. I saw Trump making that triangle. Well, where are we? That reading was a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to first show you the Nazi classification scheme that my viewer sent. Thank you to that viewer who did that. I did feel it was something to do with Nazi Germany. And so when I got this classification system, I went, that's it. Anyway, a few weeks later, the current, I don't know what you would call him, the person occupying the Oval Office in America, Donald Trump, who doesn't represent American values that I can see, certainly not the majority of them, has appeared in an ad which is using that upside down triangle. Let me just show you the images while I've got you. And then I also want to pick up on the volcanic activity that I saw that came through in March as well. So let's just quickly pause before we get started and look at these images. Okay, so we'll first start with the Nazi classification system. This is from the Holocaust Encyclopedia. Thank you again to my viewer that sent this in. Let's see if we can go down. It was a marking system, and here we have the triangles of various colors that they used to mark certain prisoners, chart of prisoner markings. I mean, this is really horrible, horrible stuff. Criminals were marked with green inverted triangles, criminals were marked with green inverted triangles, political prisoners with red. Which included Roma, which are, what we know as gypsies, nonconformists, vagrants, and other groups with black, or in the case of Roma in some camps, brown triangles. Gay men and women accused of homosexuality were identified with pink triangles. Now, here I want to show you the picture that I've downloaded. Again, another of my viewers sent this to me. Let me just center that for you. Trump amplifies no LGBTQ symbol using Nazi era imagery in military ad post. There you have it. That is exactly what I saw and described to you weeks ago. And it was, of course, why did Spirit give me that particular image? It was a warning that this is coming. And we'll read on whether or not they're going to go after gay, LGBTQ marriage, same-sex marriage, whatever, however you want to refer to it. While we're here, if I can just go back to the volcano. That's the other image. If I can't get it easily, we won't get it. Yes, Guatemala's volcano of fire. This immediately. This happened a day or two after my clairvoyant image, and Guatemala's volcano of fire erupts and forces evacuations. Now, is it this particular volcano? It happened very close to my clairvoyant image or prediction, if you like, or is it some other one? At any one time there are around um 45 active volcanoes in the world as we speak. So if it's not this one, I'm thinking because there was a tsunami associated with it, it's an event to come. I hope I'm wrong on that. All right. Despicable. The upside down triangle, despicable. Okay, so let's get started. I did mean to read on the new Canadian Prime Minister designate. I think that's what you call it. Mark Carney. I did actually predict it would be Carney. I felt it would be Carney who would win that battle with Freeland or Freeland, whatever. I did think that Carney would come out in front. Let's see. I have read on who will Justin Trudeau's party, the Liberals, will they actually win the next election? Prior to Trump coming out and putting tariffs, or wanting to put tariffs on, putting them on, then putting them off, then saying they're all going on in the beginning of April. Prior to the tariff war that Trump started, I thought it would depend very much on who they picked to lead the Liberals as to whether they would win. I now feel, because it's Carney, that they're going to win the election. Let's see. And if so, how's he going to go? All right, let's see. Will Mark Carney win the election against Pierre Poilievre, the Conservative? Will Mark Carney win the Canadian election? Will Mark He's stabilizing. Oh, wow. Okay, so here's the tower. There's somebody at the top. They've got a fire hose. They're putting out the fire. They're stabilizing the structure. People ask me how they would go. The Ten of Swords looks like an era is over, some sort of era, something is finished. All right, let's see. Will Mark Carney win against Pierre Poilievre? He's certainly going to bring some stability. All right, Knight of Cups. So there's an appeal here. He's an economist, a world-renowned economist, Knight of Swords. Two knights. I don't see much to tell me that he's not going to be successful. I feel he will be successful. He's having a broad appeal to the Canadians, and there's a truth attached here as well. The Ten of Coins is at the foundation of the reading, and that's protecting. There's a feeling that because he's an economist, a world-renowned economist, that he's going to help protect Canadians dollars, family savings and inheritances. The King of Wands is in the past. I don't know what sign Justin Trudeau was, but it was, I felt anyway, for someone so long on the public stage, such a softly spoken but firm and able and competent, intelligent man. For all people chucked at him, it's in the past. Okay, so we have the Hanging Man. So that's pausing something. Looking at something in a different way. We have the Seven of Swords. It's not going to be an easy election. And we have the Nine of Swords, because there's a great deal of real anxiety there in Canada, obviously. But we have compassion and justice in the environment around, suggesting that this is what people are looking for. If Poilievre doesn't display that, I don't know much about him, then he's not the person for the time at this time. The Five of Cups is in the hopes and fears. There's a great deal of fear in Canada at the moment. And we have the Nine of Wands, guardrails. So here's what I see. There's a potential for it to be very close. Election results won't be known at the time. It might take a while to for the result to be known. But hey, I asked, was Carney going to win? And I'm seeing really, really good cards. They want somebody to put the guardrails up against America, and he's got a plan and a strategy, and he's seen as the King of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. It's time to move on from Trudeau, and I think the Canadians are moving to Mark Carney. So I see that good cards for him. I feel that he will, given that image. Oh, Ace of Coins, given that they're all yes cards, by the way. I don't need to go any further. Given the image of him stabilizing the tower, some of you have asked how he will go. He will bring some stability back. He was headhunted to run the Bank of England. It's the first time a non UK citizen has been tapped to run the Bank of England. This was prior to Brexit. He advised against Brexit, and of course, he parted ways with Boris Johnson at that time. Yes, there's economic stability under Carney, and I think Canadians are going to go for it. All right, so let's have a look now to the US. Another clairvoyant image I want to follow through is saw Elon Musk over the cliff hanging on someone. There was one lifeline, but he was dangling over the cliff. Now I think it's all pretty clear now. I've read just after the election he would have financial issues. I think it's all pretty clear that those predictions have come to pass. The question is, does he go completely over the cliff? And this would be if Trump decided to let him go. All right. It's a tragedy of hubris, isn't it? Musk, for whatever reason, got drunk on power and whatever else he got intoxicated with. All right. Will Musk go over the cliff? Will Elon Musk go over the cliff? Because it's not the MAGA base who are going to buy electric cars, is it? Will Musk go over the cliff? Will Musk? What can you show me about Musk? Will Musk go over the cliff? There's a sunset here. The Ace of Cups is there, but the sun is setting. He may lose, or is already in the process of losing, his appeal. Okay. Will Musk go over the cliff? Oh yeah, the sun is setting. Let's see. So we've got the Eight of Wands. There's a quickness here. And there's the tower. He's going really, really quickly. If I can just go back to Mark Carney, the Prime Minister designate of the Canada, he was at the top. He had a fire hose, and he was actually putting out the fires and stabilizing the structure. Now we're talking about Musk here, so sorry to jump, but I just wanted to point that image that I got out. Okay, Musk is going down quickly. There's nothing slow about this process. The devil card here, for everything that he's done, taking a chainsaw on stage when ordinary folk were losing their jobs, their livelihoods, their means of supporting their family, and he was making a joke out of it. For everything that he's done, there is an issue here for him, allegedly. This isn't greed, this devil with Musk. It's an intoxication of some sort. Now, I'm not going to spell that out in fairness to him. He's so cruel to people on Twitter, and we're not going to be cruel to him. So, you know what I mean. There's an issue here with him, allegedly, according to these cards. Three of Swords in the past is heartbreak. Yeah, this is a downfall. This is a downfall. I think I use those words in the heading. The government is his lifeline. saying a prayer or two that he'll be saved. But this is also the courts. He's running afoul of the courts, and this might be where Donald Trump cuts the lifeline. You silly person, Elon Musk, that you would put your head in a noose for Donald Trump. The Seven of Coins, if one plan doesn't succeed, there is another. And we get the Five of Coins right now in the here and now. I think that's pretty explanatory. It's financial downturn. But we've got the deal here. There is a deal in the environment for him. Okay, the Ten of Swords in the hopes and fears. This is the end, but it's only in the hopes and fears, and the outcome card is the Four of Swords. He goes over the cliff. There's a retreat here as well. Perhaps he steps back and says, I'm done. Perhaps he sells Twitter. Perhaps he retreats and runs his business. I don't know. But there is an illness here as well with Musk. The truth is likely to emerge about whatever this Four of Swords. It's wounded in battle, but can also be death in battle. Can be. I don't mean he's going to pass away, but he is grievously wounded. And it's the truth about how wounded he is coming in the weeks and months ahead. He, as I said with Trump in my last reading, the overreach has been too much for too much in an economy that post COVID was fragile. The Queen of Swords here. There's a woman involved here as well. Page of Coins. There's children. There's abuse allegations. The Four of Coins, holding back money, not supporting children. It's a mess. It's a mess coming for Elon Musk. If I was Elon Musk, I would go and see a therapist, control any impulses that you may have, and retreat out of public view if you want to save your soul. Okay, that's Elon Musk. All right, let's look now to where will we go? Hmm. So the economy, I said, was quite serious in March and April. You're now getting an eyeful of what I see clairvoyantly all the time. The graph that I saw trending so sharply downward, the continual messages I'm getting. You're all seeing that with talk of a recession. Now, what you're also seeing is Trump trying to wiggle and say this is all Biden's fault. I think in my lifetime I've never heard such a big lie than Trump's press secretary, who stood on the dais at the press briefing, media briefing, and tried to tell the poor American public, the gullible American public, not all, obviously, but the gullible, let's say, MAGA base, the gullible MAGA base, and tried to tell right-thinking, sane-thinking Americans the biggest lie I've ever heard, and that was President Trump in the tariffs are giving ordinary, everyday Americans a tax break. The tariffs are a tax break, and Associated Press said, hang on a minute. Have you ever paid a tariff? Because I have. And they are on the importer in America, who then passes the increased costs of producing the goods onto the consumer. And she said, please don't lecture me and try and give me an economics lesson. I mean, honestly, truly. Honestly, truly. I think I have heard it all. I have heard it all. The tariffs. Okay, so is Trump responsible for the market uncertainty and the market downturn and what is coming, the recession that is coming? He doesn't even deny it anymore. Is Trump responsible for the oncoming market economic crash? Is Trump responsible? I will ask. I know the question you want me to ask in a minute. Page of coins. It's not a king, it's not a queen, and we get the Ten of Swords. Okay, it was a fragile economy. I know you all say that, it was good in comparison to everybody else's economy. But it wasn't good enough, was it? If people are hurting, can't afford houses, can't afford to pay their rent, can't afford to pay their car payments. This is the economic situation that he comes in and injects chaos and destruction into that carefully held together economy that the previous government worked so hard to protect. Within however long, a couple of months, he's been responsible for this downturn, the Ten of Swords. Ten of Coins is at the foundation of the reading. This can be, not everybody's doing it tough, of course. We get the Emperor and its control. His control is in the past. We get the Ace of Coins in the sky. Potentially, yes. We get the Sun card in the immediate future. It's it's burning. It's an overheated, is that how you call it? Overheated economy. The Eight of Coins is somebody that's learning on the job. And then we have the Seven of Wands trying to defend himself in the environment around. The hopes and fears, we have sabotage. And then the outcome is the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is not the king, it's not the queen. It is a smaller, less savvy political operator. It is in the yes position, the outcome position, and there we have it. The clarifying card is the downturn. Seems like his inexperience, the people he has around him this time, him being unfettered, uncontrolled, like Musk, is responsible for the economic downturn. Now we have the King of Wands. It's going to be bite back, and the Six of Pentacles from the Congress, the Republican Congress, because they don't want to add to the deficit. It's a mess in the next month or so, March, April. It's going to worsen. Now, let's see. Two of Swords. It's a crossroads. There's the Star of Hope, moving out of troubled waters, and then the High Priestess. The High Priestess, something we can't see, and loss. Okay. Ooh, okay. Stability. Stability is lost. Okay, so let's see if there'll be a run on the banks, because I know that's what you want to know. All right, in the US, will there be a run on the banks? I'm certainly starting to in Australia, looking at how I can protect my savings. Will there be a run on the banks? Will there be a run on the banks? Will there be a run on the banks? So there's storm clouds, but it's the sun coming through. So that is positive. Will there be a run on the banks? Will there be a run on the banks in the US? Will there be a run on the banks in the US? The Lovers card, that's relationships. And then we get the Hanged Man pausing something. Trump may yet again pause the tariffs here. The Ace of Swords is the truth coming through. And temperance is in the past. Moderation and temperance is in the past. The Queen of Cups is in the sky, looking out for yourself, protecting yourself. The Three of Coins in the immediate future, coming together. I think he pauses. It's like he pauses something. I'm assuming the tariffs. And it's like a rebuild goes on. The Ace of Cups and the King of Cups in the atmosphere around. Overflowing emotion and people questioning the wisdom of their vote. Basically, the Fool card is in the hopes and fears that there'll be a new start, and then we get victory. It's unfortunately a yes card, and then we get the Three of Cups, circles of support. And then we get the Four of Swords retreat. Okay, I'm not going to say there's definitely going to be a run on the banks. I I just feel people need to protect themselves in any way that they can. If you've got um, superannuation, what we call superannuation, which is more solid than banks, you can go to a financial planner, look at how the best way you can to shore up any of your money. I don't think there's three here coming together to avoid this run on the banks. But this it's certainly very, very precarious. The situation's very precarious. He pulls back as a result of the precariousness, and the Five of Coins, obviously the downturn. So two very worrying cards. But I feel that there is support here coming um, for the economy, and that he does pull back in some way, because I don't think even he understands just how serious this situation is in March. So, um, yeah. Now, will he pull back? I'll give you an example. He has now changed his position on Ukraine. He says that they've accepted a ceasefire, and that will Russia accept a ceasefire? Now the ball's in Russia's court, and yes, Zelensky can come back to the White House and sign the minerals deal. This is an absolutely about face. Nothing has changed since before. President Zelensky was always going to accept a ceasefire. He wasn't holding up a ceasefire. Why might Trump have capitulated and backed down? I think it's the allies. I think when he saw the strength of Europe rearming, um, and becoming independent, and the way, because that's not good for America as well. We all need allies. We all need allies. And if America had no allies, if Europe formed new allies, then where did that leave America? America and Russia have nothing in common except oligarchy. But in terms of values, nothing in common. All right, so let's see if Russia will. Will Russia accept a ceasefire? Will Russia accept a ceasefire? What are you going to do, Putin? The ball's in your court, as Rubio, Secretary of State, says. Are you going to accept a ceasefire? Why I keep getting Putin in bed? Ill. Will Vladimir Putin accept a ceasefire? Will Vladimir Putin accept a ceasefire? Five of Cups, the Minor Arcana Death card, and Justice, Compassion. What has been taken away is given back. We have the King of Coins, Trump, the oligarchy, the businessman, Ten of Wands. In case you don't know, Russia's been struggling on the military field in Ukraine as well. So in the sky, potentially, if one plan doesn't take, then another one will. Not necessarily yet. The Ace of Wands, there's a plan. So there's a new plan in the offing. The guardrails, the Nine of Coins, the Hermit, isolated. The Knight of Coins in the hopes and fears, financial stability. Russia's economy rate of inflation is like 20%. Seven of Wands, standing and defending themselves, maybe. Three of Cups, circles of support. Maybe he will. And then we get retreat and wounded in battle, and the economy. So Trump knows the real state of the Russian economy. Maybe if he does, it's because his position isn't as strong as he would have us believe, and inevitability that he will. Okay, so here's what I think might happen. He'll come up with an alternative plan. He's not just not going to do what America tells him to do. There could be a season of time uh, so that he gets more of what he wants. But he's in real trouble. Russia's in real trouble financially. He wants to start trading again. Decision time. He can't have a loss of faith. There's a monetary payoff that he wants in some way. So the first, not right now, but yes, it's trending. It's indicating maybe he will accept a ceasefire under the right conditions. And the reason that he will is because of the Russian economy. All right, so okay, the government shutdown. That's interesting. It got through the House. I said, well, when I was reading, I was thinking of the House. I said that he will be strong arming, but that it would eventually get through the Senate. But there is, well, this is what I saw anyway. But it's a change. It's not the budget that gets through. Let's just look at the Senate. So it got through the House. No Democratic votes needed. Let's see. Will the budget get through? Will the continuing budget get through the Senate? They need 7 Dems to vote with them. That's assuming all Republicans vote for this budget. And people like Rand Paul now are, if there's nothing being done about the deficit, the debt, the government debt. Okay, will the budget get through the Senate? Will the budget get through the Senate? Knight of Cups deals. Sounds like there's going to be deals, and the Knight of Wands quickly. Deal making and done very quickly. The Nine of Wands, guardrails, boundaries, standing firm. The Page of Swords in the past. Communication, talks being successful. The Seven of Wands, standing one's ground, defending oneself, defending one's own interests, as Putin will do in the deal. It looks like the Dems are going and are not going to budge unless they get what they want. Four of Wands looks like they can solve this. They do make a deal. Three of Cups coming together, unity, and something coming to fruition in time. Patience. So they're on a very tight deadline. It might shut, very quick, immediately, but not for long. That kind of thing. Russia, hopes and fears, but that's in this instance, it's a season of time, abundance, certain things that Democrats want. It's going to be a difficult one. The Hermit card, isolationism. Not straight away. These aren't good cups. Five of Cups. These aren't good cards. Um, I don't see it getting through straight away. I don't. Not with those cards. Not with those outcome cards. I think there's a deal that the Democrats will get done before it goes through. Uh, let's see what happens. Eventually, I think, yeah, if there is a shutdown, it doesn't go, it's not a prolonged one. All right, one last question. People have asked me, when is all this going to end? As though this isn't a process that has to play out. It ends in 2026 when Democrats fight to retake the House, whittle down the margin in the Senate. They're losing margin and perhaps get more Democratic senators elected. It ends in 2028 when you can change your government. However, I don't see Trump finishing 4 years. Okay. Pretty much everyone will have a pitchfork out for him by the end. Okay, so let's have a look at, is the next president, I thought it would be a businessman. Middle-aged businessman. Show me who the next president is. He's a fighter. I can see him with a spear. He's able to hit the target. He's competent. Uh, who is this? It's the King of Wands fire sign. Let's see. Someone very, very experienced. All right, so is the next president a Democrat? Is the next US president? Is the 2028 US president election won by a Democrat? Three of coins, yeah. Okay, so building something, and we get the High Priestess. Let's read that card again. Darkness into darkness, the key to all mystery. We have the Seven of Cups, choices. It's the Piscean energy there. Defending oneself as in the past. We have the Knight of Wands, yeah. There's fire energy here. The World card, a lot will have been damaged, a lot will have ended, a lot will have changed by 2028. The Queen of Swords in the here and now, logic, planning, and victory. Planning for what victory? Democrats are in a stronger position than they were a month ago. The King of Swords, planning, strategizing. And then we have the Lovers card, someone who can bring the masses along. The Eight of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So somebody who has equally the charisma that Trump has, or not equally, but certainly has charisma. That's why not the politicians are boring, but I just don't see it being a politician. There's also the end of MAGA, here. There's an ending here as well, and a new beginning with the Ace of Wands. Somebody who promises to get a lot done, just to rebuild the economy with that Four of Coins there. And we get something that has been sabotaged and a lot of damage being done, as I said, a lot of heartbreak and betrayal by 2028. Oof. And much that has been, as I said, damaged. What's underneath? So I see, yeah, there he is, the King of Wands. I see somebody, that's who I saw, somebody who is able to motivate, somebody who can bring back some kind of economic future for America, someone who is able to resurrect the economy. So yeah, that's who I see it is. It's after great loss, and where newness is required. So unfortunately, that's what I saw happening with the Trump presidency, that this would occur, that by the end of it, we were here. We were here. Much had been sabotaged, and a building back was needed. Somebody with a plan to build back, somebody who can motivate, has charisma. And I'm going to say a fire sign. Let's see, it's a long way off. Let's see. 2026 is the first milestone. If you want to bring more stability back, then 2026 is that first key date. Thank you for tuning in, everyone, and bye for now. Oh, before I go, just want to say also that I did see mineral deal being signed, but it had Europe in it as well. In some way, Europe features in it, and it's not the deal that Trump is proposing. It's a different type of deal. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. Thanks for tuning in, and bye for now.